Hey everybody, Marcus with Anglers. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're doing our 12th video in our series, our light tackle seminar series. As a reminder, we're releasing a video every day, working our way towards that light tackle savings event, April 5th and 6th. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have huge discounts across the entire fishing department. We're going to have fresh barbecue out there. We're going to have a rod and reel trade-in, the trade-in for the kids. We're also going to have a bunch of games and some prizes, some fun prizes for the kids. So please put that on your calendar, April 5th and 6th, and click that link below for further details. All right? Good. That being said, gentlemen,
yes, sir.
I'd like to introduce you all to, we have Frank Garcia over here from Z-Man, and we have Captain LJ from GI Jigs. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss today some of these new, exciting Z-Man products that we have.
Right.
And of course, their practical application for all of our fisheries coming off Chesapeake Bay. Sound good?
Yeah, it's like some exciting stuff here.
I'm super excited, man.
Yeah.
I'm already right?
Yeah, for sure.
Frank, kick it off, man. We're going to start with the chatterbaits. What do we got?
Absolutely.
Right.
So let me go through just the evolution of our chatterbaits, of where it started to where it's going, and something. I'll throw in a teaser that's going to launch in the next couple weeks also. But it all started out with the original chatterbait from Z-Man, which they actually bought the chatterbait rights, I would say 15 years ago actually. And so this chatterbait right here is the original chatterbait, which is stamped on it.
The classic.
So all chatterbaits are made with the same material of the blade, which would be stainless steel. So then we get into the Evo, which would be next. So one difference about the Evo is that it has the same stainless steel blade, but there's an epoxy coating over the top, which makes it more durable.
Oh yeah, and you got the gold and the silver blades here too.
Yes, we do. So
yeah.
in the Evo, there's actually black. There's multiple colors, unlike the original chatterbait, which will be only silver.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So then when we get up to our biggest, our most expensive, which is the jackhammer, so that one has the same stainless steel blade, but what it does have is a double hook keeper. It has a hand-tied wire skirt, and it has a super beefy hook on it.
Yeah, it does. Very good. Very popular bait around here too.
And so then we get into more of our finesse, so our big blade, which is meant for higher water column, keeps it up above the weeds.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
it has more of a bigger blade, which does more commotion and also
yeah.
just dirty water.
Uh-huh.
That's what that's made.
That sound's going to be screaming
And then
out for that bait.
on the other side, we have the Mini Max, which is made for more finesse, down deep, stays down there for longer.
Right.
That's what the Mini Max is for.
Yeah, keeps it deeper, longer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So LJ, we were talking earlier. What would you put on this one there?
Yeah, these
If you're doing some skinny water.
these type of teasers, these teasers from Z-Man here, the drop kickers and the chatter shads. Put that on there. And I had good success with these baits last summer on puppy drum, and cast it out and let it fall to the shoreline, let it fall to the bottom, and then pick your rod tip up and just make your bait bounce along the bottom. Lift it up and just let it fall. And you'll feel the vibration of the blade when you lift it up. Feel it. And then it falls down, and that's when those puppies were hitting it.
That's awesome.
And these shads here, these teasers work really well there. So yeah, and if these seem too big for that day, go to a smaller size, Z-Man product like the paddle tails, smaller paddle tails.
Talk about the trailer. So Chatter
Yeah.
Spike, the Chatter Spike came out this July at ICAST.
Oh,
So we took two of our designs. So we took our Razor Shad and our Chatter Spike.
yeah, you can see. That's totally different.
So what we did was our Razor Shad was too wide a profile.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it was bulky, which is great for when you need a bulky
That
bait.
profile's perfect.
So then we made our Chatter Spike, which had a straight tail in the back, same rivets in it though.
Right.
But it did not wave the way we wanted it to, like the Razor Shad did. So we took the Razor Shad back with the profile of the Chatter Spike, and we came out with the best one.
Much less top heavy, doesn't flip over and snag as much. That's
100%.
awesome. That is awesome.
These are going to crush.
Yes.
Those are going to crush because the action's going to be exactly
And
what
the
we
profile is going to keep it
need.
flat.
Profile and the action.
So talking
awesome.
about two different sizes, we have a 3.5 and a 4.5 version of the Chatter
Okay.
Shad.
Like that. around here. So this is 3.5. Even if you think that's a little too big for that day, just take your scissors and cut a section off of it, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Because the front end of that bait, if you cut it off, is just going to be hidden by the skirt.
Yeah.
So it won't even matter.
It won't matter, but it gives you that profile you're after.
Absolutely.
So, one more question then. This is the tungsten. So, what's unique about the tungsten compared to the chatter?
So one thing to say is that every other chatterbait is made out of lead. It's not tungsten. So one of the biggest myths is that jackhammers are tungsten. They are not. There is a jackhammer tungsten, but it's not sold in the United States. It's only sold in Japan. Has different packaging, totally different.
Oh, I see.
So every jackhammer sold in the United States does not have tungsten. So that's one thing to know. But the
Okay.
only chatterbait that does have tungsten is our Evo tungsten chatterbait. So,
right.
So what that does is you have a smaller head profile. It will hunt and stay down deeper. It will not come. It will not rise as fast as a regular.
Okay.
A regular.
So you're going to stay in that lower column a little bit
Absolutely.
longer.
There's a
You're going to
quick
stay.
tip on that,
You're going
Evo.
to stay in the water column you want to stay at, right? So if you wait 10 seconds and that's where you've been getting the bite, it's going to stay in that depth longer than it would on a regular Evo or any other chatterbait in that same weight class.
Very good.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Frank. So, something I'm super excited about. We were talking earlier about
Oh,
this
my
MulleTron and the ShadTron.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Fill us in, man.
So, two different sides. Let's just talk about the ShadTron for right now, right? So the ShadTron is two different sync rates, right? So there's a ROF of 5 and a ROF of 12.
Okay.
For you to understand what that means, for every 10 seconds, for if you let it wait for 10 seconds, that's 5 feet on the slow sync, 12 feet on a slack line, 12 feet for every 10 seconds.
Wow. Okay.
20 seconds, you're at 24 feet and 10 feet. So just so you know how far to wait
Okay.
for it to go. So that's just what the ROF. So when you see right here, it says ROF 12.
12.
Yeah.
And then the
So we get down the camera.
it's gonna
there.
fall 12
It's up
feet
in the
in 10
top
seconds.
left-hand corner.
it's going to fall 12 feet in 10 seconds on the fast sync. It's going to fall 5 feet in 10 seconds on the slow sync.
Great.
right.
There's also two different sizes. So the slow sync and fast sync, so 4 different actual. So
Right.
slow sync.
And
fast
so
sync,
we've got 4.5 inch and 6 inch.
exactly.
Very good. Okay. Cool.
So I just want to show you the inside of this bait, of how this actually works. So it has a line through, so it's over under harness is what that harness is
This
called.
is how it looks in the bait. It actually sits. We pulled it out of the. We pulled the guts out of it, and the hook sticks out, and that's for the treble hook on the bottom.
So, yep, so this bait, you can pull this out, the line's gonna go through here and come out this side. You tie the hook on separately from the bait, you put that hook back through it, and it sits in there nicely. There's actually a little cavity that won't let it roll or anything.
It locks in place.
It is locked.
Right, Frank?
Yes, it is.
Now that's
Yeah.
exciting because once you get a fish on, that's
Yes.
going to come out,
Yes,
and
it
that lure's
is.
going to shoot right up the line.
Right
and
up the
protect-
line. So
That
now
is
you have
fantastic.
no leverage. That fish has no leverage to come off.
It's a fish on the hook.
Yes,
That's what you're dealing with.
So if you didn't want to use this style hook and you want to use a treble, this is where the over-under harness is.
Mm-hmm.
There's another cavity that comes down here and comes out this side. So you now can put a treble hook hooked up. Now it's through the
Mm-hmm. It'll
bottom.
be on the bottom.
It's on the bottom. You can hook it right here, and now you have 3 hooks sticking in the fish's mouth instead of 1.
Yeah. So
So if they're short striking, it will be a lot
Yeah.
better hookup ratio, but you're also more prone for.
So what Marcus and I were discovering, when you put it through the nose of the bait, see the bend in the line? You'll put it through the nose of the bait and it'll come out that way. And if you want it to go the other way, just you'll have the bend in the line and you'll put it through the nose of the bait and then it'll just follow that track down and come out the bottom.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, super user friendly. Awesome.
Really cool bait.
Now, so that's the
Oh,
ShadTron.
hey, you know one thing we didn't mention about?
Oh,
The glitter.
the glitter.
There's some kind of a
absolutely.
glitter in here. I hope you can see this on film.
Or if you could see this
You,
one
you
right
can
here.
see
You
the
can
scales.
top.
It
In the
looks-
water, those scales look like a damaged.
wing.
And this
Oh,
bait
absolutely.
Like they're
swims
falling
like
off,
a
right?
fish. That
Absolutely.
paddle kicks.
So that paddle is made for a realistic paddle. It's not that oversized
It's-
paddle that would make that roll.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
a
not flat. It's got a
thumper.
nice little wedge shape to it, smoother.
It has a nice
Absolutely.
swim, and because the hooks, when you put them in there and they lock into place, it doesn't change the swim of the bait, so it doesn't swim accidentally sideways. When
Absolutely.
by accident.
We call that our Tron tail. ShadTron. Tron.
ShadTron. Yeah.
Cool. And there's 8 realistic colors for this.
Yeah.
all right.
It looks great in the water. It really does.
So-
And the profile of this looks like a spot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Really, a small menhaden even. So.
MulleTron.
Yes. So that
This one's
came
got
out.
a couple unique features. When did it come out?
So it came out 2 years ago. We started with the MulleTron, and then we wanted that bigger profile, that more our bait fish style. So our small bunker menhaden,
That's right.
Yeah, match
Or
the-
spot.
match the hatch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But our first
Cool.
one, so we have the same type of line through, but this line through is only the top. It did not. It does not have the dual harness where the bottom one. So it's just a line through on the top. But this one comes in. The MulleTron comes in a rate of fall of 6. So for every 10 seconds, it's going to fall 6 feet.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. And Marcus, you guys have a 6-inch version of this, don't you?
We have a 4.5 and a 6. That's correct.
And a 6.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
a 6-inch, there's a cut in the tail, isn't there, Frank? Where
Yes,
you can
there
stick.
is.
You can. Yeah. There's
so
a cut in the tail.
it's made for 2 reasons. One is you can put our rattle inside of it.
Okay.
In the tail, and they're going to have that rattle every
Alright.
single time that swings left and right.
Very good.
But you're also going to be able to put your favorite
Yeah. Some Procure.
Procure.
I'll
right
stick that
inside.
Procure right in there and give
Absolutely.
it that scent.
And it
It's-
just leaks out little by little.
that rockfish comes up there and smacks that tail, and he gets a good taste. of
That's
some
awesome.
Procure. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So the 2 different sizes. So the 4.5 is a rate of fall 8, and the smaller one is rate of fall 6. The bigger one is a
The 6 inches.
And it's right there on the package, so you can keep track
Absolutely.
of it. Yeah,
Yes,
for
it is.
sure. Good to know.
All right, and then one more in the series here. We got these graph shads. These are kind of sweet.
Yes.
Little vertical jigging.
Absolutely. This is my forte right here.
Yeah, this is unique. I love this.
Lot
I'm
of
excited to try them this
characteristics.
summer.
Absolutely. So one thing about these 3 right here is these are reusable packages. So you could put it back into this package and it closes up with a nice clean
nice.
choice, so you aren't damaging.
Yeah.
Because
Throw it back
one
in
thing
the
to
bag,
know
right?
about Z-Man is with Elastec, if it is bent in the packaging, over time it's going to have that memory and hold
Okay.
that,
Right.
which is never good. So
No.
you want to be able to put most of the Z-Man products back in the packaging, which is why we have the plastic
Yeah.
inside of it.
Don't mix them with your plastisol baits.
Yes.
So tell me why this hangs so directly vertical. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no deviation.
So one thing Z-Man's product designer did, he was very anal, let's say, about why having the line tie on the bottom. So if your line tie on a regular hook, right, it could now be forward or backwards, and it's
Okay.
going to fall differently on slack line.
Yes.
So if you have if you're letting this fall and you're on suspended fish, if that line tie is cooked like this, you're gonna go this way,
Yeah.
and that's going to now what you're facing the fish this way. You see the fish, you see your bait, and all of a sudden your bait is now not in the picture. It's because your line tie is crooked from the top.
Right.
So now it's going to fall this way because you have just the littlest bit of tension making it fall this way or this way. Or if it's forward or back and you're vertically jigging, if it's too far forward, that little bit of tension is going to make it come way this way, away from the fish that you are seeing on your live soap.
Okay. Right.
This is made for forward facing soap. So you take that out of the equation
Forward facing.
by having that line tie on the bottom.
Okay.
So you can actually see this one, and on your own sonar, you're going to see your own jig.
Yes.
And you're going to watch it stay right there in the mix.
Because we also have an air pocket inside here, which you see normally see on all your fingers when you see your air pockets a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
So
You'll mark
we
your bait
added that inside.
because of the air pocket.
And in that same air pocket, you can also put that rattle that we also did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, cool.
Well, and the other thing that we talked about, Frank, if you vertical jig this, because it's LazyTech, it's going to sit in water like this. You guys
absolutely
designed it to be,
100%.
if you hold it and then you lift it up and then you stop it, and it's going to sit
Stop
just
horizontal.
Yeah,
It is
like
made,
a natural
it is made to
presentation.
just the littlest jiggle, and that tail will sit there and just do this.
Oh, that's awesome. That tail was shake.
That's all
Oh
aluminum.
yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. Oh, that's so
Very,
cool.
very good.
Yeah, and then it also comes with a replacement.
Right, you
back.
got the you get two. You get two baits in one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
and these fish can't carry these very,
They
very
can't.
easily. No, not even bluefish.
Most of the time, you're losing the jig head.
Yeah. Before you get the single bait on it.
That's awesome. And so tell us about these Prawn StarZ. These are kind of fancy.
Oh man.
So these
They
Prawn
look beautiful.
StarZ at ICAST were the biggest hit. We actually won an award for it.
I bet.
They are the most realistic shrimp on the market today, and it's also made out of our elastic material also, which is different than any other shrimp on the thing. Is this is going to last?
Now, how does that apply in our Chesapeake Bay then? Are we getting shrimp up in there?
From what LJ
Yeah,
says, I
we
know
do
he
have-
fishes this all the
Oh,
time.
absolutely. Yeah, we have. There's shrimp in the bay.
Awesome.
I've caught them in the winter in the channel.
Very good.
Snagged them on my bunker spoons. Like, what is it? And I caught a rockfish one time, and it had tentacles sticking out of its mouth. It was like a 20-inch rockfish, and there were tentacles, two tentacles. I thought it was an old piece of fishing line. I go, yeah, I got it. It popped. I'm like, wow. Yeah, there are shrimp in the bay, and I've seen videos of these, Frank. They look great in the water. The way they fall. Like
Our product designer put the weight in the perfect place where they just fall like this, and those tentacles,
Little legs.
it's just so enticing.
They look. If you can see this on camera, I'm not sure, but they actually wiggle when they go down. It looks. It's so natural, like because that's how a shrimp behaves.
And if you look
in
at the
water.
tail on this, the tail is made so as soon as water is pushed this way on this tail goes down. So every time you twitch
Oh,
it,
yes.
that tail will want to come down just like a regular shrimp.
That's how he swims.
It's just those little things that will get that extra bite.
Well, you can tell. I mean, they're coming out with this bait and all the detail in here, all the detail in here. It's Z-Man is really stepping.
Shout out to Jose, thank you.
Yeah, way to go. It's
So,
impressive.
and so far as the practical application goes, right? Where are we going to be fishing the Prawn StarZ?
I would fish those on shoreline, in the rivers. I would go to the islands out in the bay. I would throw those up into the rip tides and the points and things, and I would fish them just like I would any other bait, frankly, and just get it in the strike zone, and it'll have its own natural presentation, and they're going to eat it because all fish that are in the bay eat shrimp, without a doubt. Whether they're mantis shrimp or grass shrimp or the bay has shrimp, those shrimp is going to match the hatch.
So we're all looking at the puppy drum this year, right?
Yeah.
We're all looking to get down there and see.
Yeah.
So out of these products, what are we throwing for puppies?
I'm going here. I'm gonna go here. I want to fish this bait
Catch a line.
for puppies.
Okay.
In the bay.
Throwing those, skipping those underneath a dock, because one thing about these is it is fishing where you cast.
Right.
So cast it on that dock. There's that fall right there. That's when they're going to pick that up. This isn't a cast out and retrieve type of bait. This is a leave it.
Yes.
Set
Let
it
the
and
bait
forget
do
it.
the work.
Set it and forget it till it hits that bottom. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, reel it in.
Right.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Now
I
these
mean-
guys here, though, they are going to cover some open water.
They are. This is meant for open. These are meant for open water. This is meant for cast and retrieve.
Yeah.
This is one of those that is meant for forward-facing sonar. So if you're looking underneath those docks and you see a school puppy drum underneath there, right, or just outside the docks in that open water in 10 feet of water,
Right.
you're going to cast it out there. You're going to make sure it sits over the top of that school.
Right.
Do not put it in.
Not in it.
You want to entice it to come because when it's coming, it's going to have those few
Right.
seconds to think about it, and boom, it's going to.
Nice.
I mean,
Fantastic.
you were showing. I think it was Steve Griffin. He was showing us a video. He has these MulleTrons and he's skipping them under docks.
That's
Like these things are
Yeah,
gonna
the flat
skip.
sides, that looks, it's just going to slide right across the top of that. That's awesome.
Splash right under the dock. It was awesome, man.
Very good. Gentlemen, are there any other, in closing, any other things we need to consider that we can help with our viewers?
No, I think we got it right here. It's all here.
All right.
All here at Anglers, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Nice to
Frank.
see you again, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Jay. Look, guys, thank you so much for joining us in our 12th video in this light tackle seminar series. Again, click that link, get that full information and the details on this awesome light tackle sales event coming up on April 5th and 6th. We really hope to see you there. Have an awesome day.